Hey friends, as predicted, it is cold outside. Not quite raining yet, a little sunny, but pretty frigid. So I'm in the basement again today, checking up on plants. And pretty much I'm just gonna go through all the plants here and do some maintenance, because when you have this many plants going, you have to take the time to look at them and catch things quick. For example, I have fungus gnats on my peppers. So I'm going to get a little dish of apple cider vinegar out and try and get those kind of calmed down, smush as many as I can. Things like topping off or pruning, anything that's getting too leggy or too big. And that's kind of what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about pinching off your seedlings. So I have done this a little bit in a couple of videos with snapdragons. I'm going to pull some other plants out and show you exactly what I mean with the other ones. Okay, I'm going to start with a snapdragon plant that we already topped once. I don't want to say top, that gives you the wrong impression. You want to pinch them or prune them. Now, two caveats to this. One, only certain plants can be pruned this way. If you pinch off something that needs that top leader, you might inhibit the growth or stop the growth altogether. Number two, certain flowers can be pinched while they're smaller, and when they get bigger, you don't want to do that because you might lose blossoms. So do your research first. But here's what I've got going on with this snapdragon. This is a guy that we pinched earlier. So as you can see right here, yep, we cut that top off right above a set of leaf nodes, and these two have grown back. So any of the other ones, like this guy right here, he's long and tall and skinny. I'm going to go down to this leaf node with a pair of scissors and snip it off. And then he is going to grow two more little branches out, and that way I'm going to get more flowers. So instead of being a tall, skinny plant with a couple flowers on top, it's going to be a bushier plant with more flowers, which is what I'm looking for. Now, if you are looking for like one gorgeous vase flower, like a zinnia perhaps, you don't want to do that because you're going to get slightly smaller blooms likely. Your main stalk is going to give you that really pretty bloom that you want. I don't do that. I prune them off. So I'm going to cut all these guys off at, I know it's scary. It's scary. The first couple of times you do it, you're like, I don't want to. We're going to do it right here too. Yep. And right here. So I'm going to go through and do all of these. And as I work, anything I think can go upstairs and start getting ready to get hardened off, like snapdragons, they can take a little bit of cold. Calendula, I'm going to pull those as we go. So you guys can watch me as I yank and snip. I cut all that off. I cut it off marigolds. I cut it off calendula, bee balm, agastache, and then snapdragons. And these tall snapdragons that you see left, I already snipped them once, so I didn't want to do it again right now. So here's my first tray. This tray is ready to go outside after I harden it off. Look at all those leaves down there. I'm telling you, this scared me a lot the first time I did it. All right, I have a second tray ready to go out. This tray is going to be dill, which I did trim up. Dara, which is actually in the carrot family and is a flower. Sweet Williams. Some Tom Thumb lettuce. Some scarlet kale. Blue curled kale. And red cabbage. All of these things are going to be on my list of things to get out to the garden soon. They can all handle temps just under freezing as long as they don't get frosted on. So we're going to put these with the other ones and start moving them outdoors. Okay, of everything I have to pinch off, this is what I'm most afraid of. These are my dahlias. And everything I read says you should pinch your dahlias while they're small, but I'm afraid to. But I'm gonna do it. All right. Like, look how big and beautiful and healthy these look. Oh, that hurts, man. Now I'm gonna show you a trick on this one. I read, and keep in mind, I don't know this to be straight up fact, and this might be a fail because I'm prone to those. That's how I learn. But I've read that you can root your cuttings when you go ahead and snip these and get another dahlia plant. So I'm gonna try it. I've heard the same thing with zinnia. So you probably could do the same thing with any of these, but I'm gonna try it with dahlias and zinnias. So what you wanna do to get it to root, you wanna cut it under a leaf node, but you gotta leave the leaf node under where you can trim for this plant. So if I was normally gonna top this plant, I would cut it right here. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna do that. So this plant is good. And now, I dropped it on the floor, but now I got this guy left, and I'm gonna trim right under these leaves. And then I'm gonna cut those leaves off. And then I'm gonna put it in a little thing of water and see if I can get roots. Pretty? Okay, let me tell you which. That was a dandy improved. Let's try it and see. I'm gonna try it with a couple of these guys. Whoop, 1, 2. What, are you a dandy? You're a dandy. Oh, you don't have very good. I'm gonna just trim you. 2. Dandy. Ooh, this is a good one. So I'm gonna cut it here. That plant's good. I got all this top growth still, so I'm gonna cut it right underneath these leaves. You want to, when you do this, you want to take off any extra leaves except the top ones, so no energy from the plant goes into these leaves. So I'm gonna cut that leaf off, cut that leaf off. I'm gonna leave these 2 on top. I'm gonna cut these ones off. I've also seen where people cut the leaf in half. Maybe we'll try that one that way. Why not? All right. One more dandy. This one, again, great candidate. I am gonna take it off right here. Here's my top. I'm gonna cut it right under the leaf node. That's so that I can get roots right here. And then I'm gonna cut off all these extra leaves. And I am going to be left with these, which I can get started rooting. That's awesome. Well, it's awesome if it works. Okay, and then I got this one guy. Oh, he looks insane. This one is not the dandy. This one is the Blazing Saddles. He's kind of out of control. I'm gonna cut him right here. These ones had the wonky stems, remember? So I gave him a little bit of a thing to hang on to. Okay. It's still got a wonky stem. And then I have this top. So I will cut the top below a leaf node. I'm going to cut those leaves off. And some of these top leaves. And this one, the purpley one, is going to be a Blazing Saddle. All right. So maybe we'll have dahlias. More and more dahlias. But for now, that tray got a giant haircut. These cannot go outside yet, but I just thought I'd show you how I trim them down. This tray also has me a little afraid. These are my zinnias. I know I can do this, but it just makes me so sad. So here's the big full tray. Let's trim them all down. Okay, go short there. Look at my giant pile of tops. That makes me so sad. Also, I'm going to talk a little bit about my scissors. These are the wrong scissors to be doing this job with. Get the right tool for the job and do not follow my lead. I have micro pruners, which I think are fantastic for this kind of job, but I left them outside somewhere pruning something, and I don't know where they went. And now they're probably rusted and gross. And I do that a lot with pruners. I'd love to buy nice, expensive, great pruners, but pruners and sunglasses are the same in my world. I really love how they look. I love how they work, but I lose them so often that I can't justify spending money on them yet. So as all the rest of the snow melts, I'll find my pruners all outside in various beds, in various states of rust. Clean up what I can and replace what I can't. Not a great lesson. Take care of your tools. Don't be like me. Okay, this is tray 3, and this is going to have delphiniums and larkspur, lavender, some snaps I had, mint, my hollyhocks, which I do not pinch back. What's back here? Salvia, which I didn't pinch back, but I probably could, but it doesn't really need to. Painted daisy, and my wild thyme, which I did pinch back. So these guys are going to join the other 2 trays and make their way upstairs. Okay, so now that I've got those 3 trays all pulled, all of that pruning back done on most of those flowers, what's happening is I'm going to end up with a bit more room. So I pulled 3 trays out of here. Hang on, I'm going to flip you around. Okay, I pulled 3 trays out of here, which gives me some more room. I'm going to have to stop for a little bit and go pick up my kids from school. But what I'm trying to do is condense this all together. Everything here is mine. Everything there is plant sale that can go outside as well, but I don't need it. And here are all my summer starts, my tomatoes, peppers, and basil, and some warm, loving flowers. These are going to need to get upgraded to bigger containers. So I'm going to end up with an entire giant, huge table of red solo cups full of peppers and tomatoes and basil, but I got to make room first. So these 3 trays are going to go upstairs and next to the open window to start hardening off. These clippings are going to go to the bunny. And, oops, you guys fell over. Come on, get it together. Larkspur. And that will give me more room to start up potting all of these guys and line them up into the great solo cup parade that will be here next week. Here are those cuttings I took. So again, as much for me as not for you. These are Dandy Improved dahlias. And these, that little one right there is a Blazing Saddle Dahlia. And we're going to try and root them and see if they work. Okay, I hope you had fun. Sneak peek at my organizing and pinching off flowers. And I'm going to go get my kids from school, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a good day.